Alright, what's up world? Um, Aaron, that basically refers to Aaron Jocelyn, PC UGA, and anybody else who happens to be stumbling upon this video. So, my name is Ben. I'll reintroduce myself for anyone new who hasn't seen these vlogs, like my third or fourth Peace Corps video blog. So my name is Ben DiNapoli. I'm a Peace Corps volunteer in Cambodia, and I'm a health volunteer, CHE, or Community Health Educator, and I'm doing this vlog today. I couldn't Skype in. I want to do a disclaimer too. I'm in an airport, right on cue, right? And treating myself, using my annual leave days. That's another benefit of Peace Corps is they give you, at least here, they give you 24 days a year, so 48 total, and you can go travel and have a good time, treat yourself. So I'm en route. I'm in Malaysia right now, and that's why I can't Skype in, so I had to make this video instead. Anyway, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Peace Corps UGA, and everybody who showed up tonight or watching this video. I'm going to talk today about, Aaron wanted me to focus on my health program in Cambodia and what I do here. And so I'll talk about that, my health, my service, and what I do as a CHE volunteer here, my day-to-day routine, and what skills, personal and professional, I think I've gained or acquired in this year that I've been here. So I've been here a year, just hit the 14-month mark, and I have about 10 months left before I COS, close of service. All right. So I think that's it. I have notes. I'm gonna try to keep myself on track so I don't ramble. Know what I'm saying? All right. So, I wanted to say before I start, to preface this, that anything that I say about the health program here is specific to Cambodia, right? So every Peace Corps country, Peace Corps post has a different. If they offer CHE or health, then it's specific to that country. So, for example, I know that in Lesotho, it's a small country in South Africa. I think in South Africa as a whole, they focus a lot on HIV/AIDS education and prevention. And here in Cambodia, it's not really a big deal. So we do other things. Our 5 areas are WASH, so water and sanitation, nutrition, ANC, or antenatal care, reproductive health, and I gotta check my notes, NCDs, so non-communicable diseases like hypertension, high blood pressure, that kind of thing. Yeah. Smoking, drinking, doing education about that. So so that's just to keep that in mind. All right. So my CHE work here, I just got a new schedule for this next year. Actually, literally a new schedule. This previous year, I did a lot of work at the health center. I did a video on that on this channel that I'll post it on. I posted that about my health center and work that I do. And it's been hard to find a role in my health center during this first year. And I'm a first volunteer. I'm the first volunteer at my site. I'm a new site, so everything's new for them and for me. But I have found a role at the school. I teach health, formal health classes at the school, the secondary school and primary school. That's grades K through 9 with the counterpart teacher of mine. And this year we're going to be doing it again, but in a more formal way. So I actually have been given a formal slot in the schedule as a teacher with my counterpart. So I'll be teaching 7 hours a week. That's over 3 days, and I'll still be at the health center. So in total, I work 21 hours a week, splitting my time between the school, teaching health there, things like how to prevent diarrhea, how to treat diarrhea using ORS or oral rehydration salts. Talking about nutrition, talking about sanitation, hygiene in the home, personal hygiene, how to wash your hands, and so those are my the two big areas that I work in, places I work in. And I just did currently in the construction phase of a Let Girls Learn, which is an initiative started by Michelle Obama for Peace Corps, or at least Peace Corps is a partner with it. It's a Let Girls Learn WASH grant, so water and sanitation. My community and I are building 4 bathrooms, 2 hand washing stations, and a motorized well to just improve the sanitation, give about 1,000 kids K through 9 again, access to and availability to, proper facilities for washing their hands and going to the bathroom. We really take that for granted back home, and it's something that a lot of volunteers have that issue at their site. Anyway, so that's something it'll be a good teaching resource and opportunity for me and for the kids to really have it be interactive and have them learn through this new facility. So that's kind of what I do in a nutshell. I'll give a more detailed on my schedule in the next little part. So the other primary projects here are options for your primary project would be education at the health center. I honestly don't do a lot of education at my health center. My health center staff are very competent and well trained, so they kind of do all that themselves, and I just kind of get out the way, and I just fill in jobs where I fill jobs where I can. I help where I can. So I help weigh babies. I help, do that in the vaccination room. So I'm doing that while she's giving education and vaccinating the kids, and I help clean. I greet patients when they enter in the waiting room. That kind of thing, minor things. Still in this first year, I'm still doing that. And so you can do that. You can educate in those 5 areas that I mentioned earlier. And then secondary project ideas can be working with your village health volunteers, VHVs. I've done that, a little bit of that in this past year, and I've decided that I'm just going to focus more on this one thing, the school thing that I'm really invested in. I'm going to kind of put all my energy into that this year and really try to make it great. And just kind of leave the VHVs, if the next volunteer wants to work with them, then great. And school gardens, that kind of thing, home gardens. I might do a school garden project with my community if they're interested. Clubs at the school or in your community, some volunteers do that. Camps, we did a Camp Glow in my province. I'm in Battambang province on the west part of the country by Thailand. And GLOW stands for Girls Leading Our World. So it was an all-girls camp, and I brought 8 girls from my community, and there were about 9 or 10 volunteers. There's about 80 girls and counterparts that came, all learning about a bunch of different health topics and leadership, and that was really great. So that's something volunteers do as well. All right. So I'll go now, segue into my day-to-day schedule. So I wanted to write down my actual schedule, so all of you can have an idea of what I do as a CHE volunteer here in a more detailed way. So here it is. So it's very structured. I do better with structure, and compared to our English teaching volunteers, we have English and health in Cambodia, just the 2 sectors. And English teachers have a lot more structure. They're given that structure because they teach at the school and they have to be there. Whereas at the health center, you have a lot more variety. You have more things open to you, and you can be more creative with your schedule. But I do better personally with more structure, and I'm grateful that I have that chance at my site. So Monday, I'll be at my health center. Starting after this trip that I'm on Monday, I'll be at my health center from 7:30 to 11:30, just 4 hours in the morning. In the afternoon, I just go home and I will lesson plan or take a nap, whatever, be with my family. Tuesday, I'm going to be teaching health from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., 3 hours straight, and then again from 4 to 5 p.m. That's 7th through 9th grade again, right now, just at the secondary school right now. We may branch out expand into the primary school as well, or have students teaching students, which would be great. And that day I won't go to the health center. Wednesday I'll teach from 7 to 8 in the morning, and then again from 4 to 5. So then from 8 to 11:30 I'll go back to the health center that morning. Thursday is similar. I'll go to the school in the morning, and then the other part of the morning I'll go to the health center. And then Friday I'll be at the health center all morning. Mondays and Fridays are the busiest days, so I've worked out a schedule with my health center director and the school directors that I can split my time between the two. And Peace Corps is comfortable with that as well. They're comfortable with me adjusting my schedule to how I can best serve my community. So they've been working really well with me, and so, All right, last section, then I'll let y'all go. I wrote a lot for this. I'm just gonna rattle them off here. Personal and professional skills that I've developed. Where do I start, right? Resilience, stress management techniques. I mean, every day, we say, so my work week is 21 hours a week. So in America, that's nothing, right? 21 hours a week of actually going to a physical job. A Peace Corps is a 24-hour, 7 days a week job. You're always on. You have to be on, in your community, goals 2 and 3 are cultural exchange goals, pretty much. So it's sometimes hard. It's sometimes easy to forget that. So you really have to be resilient and find ways to manage your stress that work for you. Patience, self-explanatory. Personal awareness, reflection, focusing on living in the present moment. That's been a huge one. And I've had to really, it's Peace Corps is a job that really forces you to reflect and be aware of your surroundings, what's going on. A lot of times you'll see things but not really see it, or hear things and not really hear what's going on, And you really have, to me, it's really, this experience has helped me really cherish the moment. And to me, all these skills they kind of blend. They're personal and professional. All these skills will help me in whatever work I go into when I go back home. By the way, I graduated from UGA in 2015, so I'm a recent graduate, if that makes any difference. Creating and sticking to, building and then sticking to realistic goals, setting goals for myself and not being too optimistic, but trying to be, have them be practical and realistic. I'm not going to give any examples because I would be talking forever, and I'm prone to rambling. So, how to best support myself and my peers. I'm on this committee here called the Peer Support Network. In some posts, it's called the Peer Support and Diversity Network. Here, it's the PSN. In some places, it's PSDN, incorporates diversity, and here we have separate committees. The point is that it's a peer-led, Peace Corps volunteer-led committee that we support each other. And so I've been gotten better, I think, at active listening and being intentional about reaching out to just friends and being more, intentional about keeping up with friendships here and just everybody in general. So and of course that also involves working with a small group, building presentations, and teaching these techniques to other people and the new volunteers as well. Navigating a difficult relationship with your boss or supervisor. Me and my health center director are not very close. I'm very close to my health center staff. They're like a second family. I have a host family here also. So I also feel very connected to my health center staff. They're like a second family here. But my health center director and I have not really seen eye to eye. So it's been good for me because I haven't had a lot of bosses, So it's been a good opportunity to work having to work through these issues, not only with a new situation, but in a new language, new culture, new everything, new environment. Teaching health to kids, that's a real skill, I think. Lesson planning, collaborating with my counterpart, we lesson plan together, and we teach together. With my counterpart, I wrote a thorough quality grant proposal that was funded through this Let Grows Learn, and I think that's a real skill. I had never done that before Peace Corps. Recognizing my vulnerabilities and weaknesses, I'm almost done. And taking action to minimize them. I read a volunteer once told me that one of the hardest things about Peace Corps is that it has a real knack for taking your vulnerabilities and weaknesses and fears that you may know or don't know, conscious or subconscious, taking them out of you and putting them on a silver platter and presenting them to you. Taking them out of you and presenting them to you and making you look at them, making you look at them and reflect on them for a 2-year period. There's not many jobs or experiences, I think, that force you to do this. And I know, can't speak for everybody, but I'm pretty sure that most volunteers anywhere, Peace Corps volunteers, go through this. So that's been a huge one. It's really forced me to just look at myself, be real with myself, and look at where I'm vulnerable and how I can, better myself, Getting deep here. Building productive rituals. I try to have morning habits, wake up early and when it's quiet, so I can just have some quiet time in the morning and at night too before I go to bed. I have 3 more. Number 1, focusing on surrounding myself with positive energy and people. Huge one. And limiting distractions. So Peace Corps has a lot of different people. We have right now we have about 120 volunteers in Cambodia. And it's easy to kind of get bogged down by negative energy and being jaded and I'm at the year mark, by the way, too, so a lot of volunteers are in a slump, me, myself included, to a certain extent. So it's good for me to be conscious about that and to try to surround myself with positive people, positive energy. All right, second to last one, setting realistic expectations for myself, kind of goes back to the goals one, and then taking action on them and reviewing it. So being realistic about what I want to accomplish here, what do I want to want, and trying to be real with myself, and what I expect out of myself for these 2 years, and right now these next 10 months. What do I want to accomplish, and what is realistic that I can accomplish. Last one, best for last, being happy with myself and where I'm at, and trying to detach from overly comparing myself to others. That's been the hardest challenge for me here, is comparing myself to other volunteers or just other people back home. Facebook, people getting married, people getting in relationships, whatever, getting a cool job. So yeah, it's been tough to detach from comparing myself all the time in a negative sense. I think there's some good in that too, but yeah, just being happy with where I'm at. And again, I think all these can relate to the professional work environment, whether you're in a new job, new work environment, new people, new city, whatever. Getting out of college, I think it applies everywhere. All right, so that's it. I hope that was helpful. Hope this video's not too long. My friend's filming it. And yeah, if y'all have any questions, just let Aaron know. You can Facebook me, you can email me. And yeah, appreciate you watching. Thanks. Peace.